Adamo Guiliano Fantilli.
Yes.
Well, thanks for joining us. This has been a fun talk. Do you not go by your real name because you would feel guilty for everybody that doesn't have that cool a name?
More just people butcher it pretty bad. And then when I was younger in school, like Adam was just way more, I don't want to say common, I guess. Even though I went to schools that were predominantly Italian heritages around there. But yeah, I don't know why. I just always went with Adam. And then, funny story, we went to Youth Olympics and they had, like, for names, you had to put your passport in. So the announcers were calling me Adamo and everybody was confused. But I thought that's
awesome.
Pretty funny. I don't know why. It's just the way it goes.
Do people now call you that? Like, do you have any like nicknames based off of Adamo or anything? Or
yeah, the boys call me Mo, pretty much right off Adamo. But like Vance, Mo, those are like pretty much the main ones.
That rocks. At the risk of being lightly problematic, Italian-American athletes are for sure like having a big moment right now with the Tommy DeVito thing.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's celebrating that. And I mean, and you giving me this, like this has really worked its way, hopefully in a non-offensive way, into like the sports lexicon and everything. As an Italian-American athlete, like how does that feel for you? Or as an Italian athlete, how does that feel for you?
It's I find it entertaining. Like, obviously the Tommy DeVito stuff has been great. Like, you guys saw what his agent was wearing.
I was gonna say, like, do you want, like, is your agent worried? Like you're gonna get that guy?
I don't think so, but I definitely like to see my agent get it in one of those suits with the hat and everything. I think that'd be interesting. But you guys saw at the tailgate with the pasta, the cutlets, everything. That was amazing, and I think it's good for like the culture.
I think like if that happened, you would have to like replace the cannon with like a Tommy gun or something.
I was gonna say you could pull the Giancarlo Stanton and like go back to the you could go back to your full Italian name.
Yeah.
But now at this point, it might seem like pandering.
I know,
because Tommy DeVito's kind of stolen your spotlight a little bit.
Yeah, you know, he can have it. He's killing it. He's taking over the whole internet right now.
Did you watch The Sopranos?
I'm actually in the middle of watching it right now.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What do you think?
It just started. I'm liking it so far.
It's one of the greats.
Yeah, it really is. And it changes if you have to view it as a comedy too. It's like both a drama and a comedy. So I'm glad that you're getting on that train. When you get sent to the penalty box or you have a call go against you, do you ever consider that it's anti-Italian discrimination?
No. But I mean, that'd be kind of hard to back, I guess.
You're gonna get to an episode of that's one of the like iconic lines from The Sopranos. It's anti-Italian discrimination.
It's the best.
If you can bring that to the ice, I think it'll be really good for the game. Nobody will think you're the weirdest player in the league by far if you were just screaming about that on the ice.
Nationwide needs a drop, like an audio drop, every time you take a penalty to just play that. It would make the crowd go wild.
Just start screaming.
Yes.
Be in their ear about that.
You grew up a Bruins fan. We bounced this off you before we sat down here. You said, cool. You get one question about that. So this is going to be probably like a 10 to 45 part question. But finish the lyric. Oh.
Come on. Oh.
We got him.
My follow-up was going to be, come on, finish the fucking lyric. Does that like, would you get hyped up for that and everything and all like the Bruins lore and the culture and everything?
Like when the announcer goes like, woo, I think that's like so sick.
Hell yeah. Who is your favorite Bruin growing up?
At first it was Mark Savard. I loved watching him play, and then he retired, and I watched a lot of Bergeron, and then obviously he retired as well. So kind of like perfect year for me to stop becoming a Bruins fan.
So not Sean Corrali.
You know what? I did watch a lot of curls growing up. Modeled my game after him as much as possible. Really honored to be on the same team with him now.
He's had such a solid, steady career. Came to the NHL as part of that, I want to say that Martin Jones trade or whatever it was. And he has just like really forged a steady, like 82 game player type of career. Having him on your team as you enter the league, I'm imagining there's a lot of value in that.
Yeah, I mean, Curls is a guy that you can't win championships without. I mean, he's a guy that kills penalties amazingly for it. He's so good at that. D-zone face-offs, locking it down, 5-on-6. Like, he's a guy that you need on your team if you want to win games, and he's perfected certain skills that some guys may have not focused on for a certain amount of time, whether it's his face-offs, his D-zone ability, his penalty killing, but he's become so good at those types of like niche. I don't want to say niche skills, but skills that are extremely important. And he's a guy that knows what he has to do, what his job is, and he executes it every single night. And a guy that you need on your team to win.
Another part of this one Bruins question: like, is your dad a bigger Bruins fan than you were?
He was. He's not anymore though.
So he's like abandoned, kind of, and not you kind of have to family.
I mean, when the Jackets aren't playing, I'm sure he's cheering on the Bees. But
a little birdie told us that there was some concern on the dad's trip that when you guys went to Boston, that he might be a little conflicted.
Yeah, we were at Worlds this year, and obviously I was playing with Luch there, and like my dad does. He was talking to Luch. Luch was extremely nice to my family, and he shot me a text when he signed in Boston, and he was like, "How pumped is your dad that I'm back in Boston?" And my dad, like, I FaceTimed my dad about it, and he was like, "Text him back right now and be like, I'm wearing my jersey to the dad's trip in Boston."
Oh my God.
At the time, like Rocco over here was like, yeah, they might not let him on the plane if he was doing that, so my dad had to cut that out.
That's amazing. I just love that dad's trips exist anyway. We were talking to some non-hockey fans and trying to sell them on hockey, and you know, NBA has like NBA Twitter, which is very active and very funny, and you're getting great memes out of that. And the NFL has all the shit that it has, coaches getting fired every 5 seconds and everything. And we were like, you guys probably have never even heard of dad's trips though. And they were like, what's that? And we're like, players just fucking bring their dads to the games for a little while. As a player, is that fun? Is it annoying? Are there ever like moments where you or a teammate is like, oh, Dad?
I had one this year. Especially being a rookie, it's not something you want. But first of all, it's great that our dads come out. We're all extremely grateful that for everything our dads have done for us. So to be able to do that for them and bring them on the trip and bring them on the plane and everything and in the hotels that we're in is really, really fun. But this year in Boston, I was in my hotel room and I was like, hey, Dad, like for tomorrow breakfast, meet me downstairs at 9:25 sharp. Like I want to meet you here so I can take you to breakfast. And so he shoots me a text and he's like, in the morning, and he's like, well, I'm already like ready. Like, do you mind if I just go to breakfast? I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll like meet you down there. So I finished like showering up, go downstairs. I walk in the doors and all my teammates are sitting around tables with their dads and whatever. And I look straight ahead and I see my dad sitting at a table with just our GM, me, like just my dad and our GM. And I'm like, what happened? So I let him go by himself for 45 seconds and he blew it. So I had to hear about that later. By the guys.
My God.
That's insane. Just like,
were you like, what did you talk to him about? What did you say?
I was like, I don't know what happened in the 35 seconds I wasn't here, but
that is
like,
unbelievable.
He kept explaining to me that you can only have a 3-year contract right now because it's an entry-level deal. And I was saying, not for my son. And this guy's a real piece of work. He kept saying,
don't you dare load management to my kid.
Yeah. I've been watching SportsCenter and the NHL's doing all this newfangled stuff. Don't get any ideas. Off that, were you surprised the Anaheim thing didn't happen?
I don't know. Not
like
really.
We all were.
Not really, to be honest with you. Obviously, I had my interviews. I did everything possible. I don't know, maybe it just didn't click in the interviews, like him better. Maybe it fits their schedule, what they want. I don't really know. But to be honest, I wanted to end up in Columbus.
You have receipts.
Yeah, I said that before. Mm-hmm. I thought it was the perfect landing spot. With how close it's to home with the Michigan guys. How close it is to my campus where all my best friends are still. So it's, I thought this was perfect and a perfect fit for me. The whole Anaheim situation, I don't really know.
How do you think that you would like handle the load management thing? Is it something that you would have any interest in? Like, because I know Leo has been like, I want to play, but like, is it something that you think would bother you?
I mean, we're all competitors. We all want to play, and we want to play in the NHL. That's what we want to do. When it comes to like the situation he's going through, I know that he wants to play. I know he's the type of kid that wants to play. I know they have a plan for him, whatever it might be. I want to play every night. I want to get my games in. I want to get the experience, in-game experience, learn every team's system, their structure, play against everybody, and kind of feel out the league. And I feel like being out certain games, you still might have those, I don't want to say jitters, but like first time playing against Sid or first time playing against Ovi, and like 2 or 3 years down the line where you could have just, your first year, you immerse yourself in it, and then from there, your sophomore season, you go from there.
How's the grind been treating you?
We had the toughest schedule in the NHL for the first 60 days, so that was tough with the travel and games and stuff like that, but you more just learn to like keep your body ready, keep it fresh, and do a lot of recovery work and stuff like that, so that's pretty much all you're focusing on is your body.
And do you worry about like the mental aspect also factors into the load management thing where they're like, we don't want the growing pains to be too tough on the kid or whatever? I imagine if you're a competitor, of course you want to win games and everything, but there's probably an understanding as a professional athlete that like, I need to fuck up at various points and I need to learn what not to do. Like, are you okay with if you have a bad shift or if you have a welcome to the NHL moment that like this is all part of the process, and if I try to cut corners and skip it, then maybe I'll never develop into the player I want to be?
Yeah, I mean, there's always like a next shift mentality that you try and have, like a goldfish mentality, and so you turn it over, they score, and it happened. What are you going to do? You still have 2 periods left to play. You're going to let it blow your whole game, or you figure it out and do that stuff. But I think when it comes to game by game, with myself, you're always looking at the negatives. It's hard to say like, hey, I got an assist today, but like face-off percentage was 36%. Like you got to focus on in my opinion, the bad things to make yourself the player that you want to be. So I kind of have a tough time focusing on the good in this year because there's so much more that I can get better at to be the player that I want to be in this league.
I was going to ask you, because I've heard you talk about like growing up, you never felt like you were the best at anything. You just kind of worked at it like a crazy person until it was no longer a weakness. Since arriving to the NHL, what have you evaluated in yourself that you're like, I need to be much better at this?
Just like timing. I feel like I can skate with the best players in the league, and I can shoot with the best players in the league, but I got to be able to find that timing and find that movement off the puck where I'm landing in the right spots. I'm making my teammates better with my positioning and being able to do it for an 82 game schedule and just watch all those things and watch your game and make yourself better and be better in the D zone. So there's always like small areas, but I think it's all that timing stuff and finding the right areas to be.
Another interesting thing with your classmates is that in Chicago, Luke Richardson is limiting how much he lets Connor Bedard use the iPad on the bench, which is adorable because that's literally something that you do with children. You try to make sure that they don't spend too much time on the iPad, but it does make sense because you'd think you should probably be watching the game and everything. Where do you fall on the iPad thing? Because as a younger player, it probably isn't necessarily a super new thing to you, right? Like, is that like part of what playing hockey is?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to look at it too much mid-game unless there was something that I saw and I want to show someone. It's easier than just drawing on the board. You just show the actual play and you know the camera's looking at you as you're drawing shit. But that definitely helps. I more look at it in between periods, and I can go back to like, okay, third shift, this entry, I want to watch what else I could have done, my options, everything that way, and then have a new mindset going into the next period. I don't like to do it shift by shift.
How many iPads are on the bench? Are they? Is it like water bottles where there's one
like
every
three.
like 3 iPads?
Yeah.
Anybody ever fighting over the iPad?
Me and KJ sit beside each other, and we're always like, "Hey, you want to go to my third shift?" Or I don't know. He's an iPad hog. He always has it.
But you can be like, "Hey, I'm gonna grab this water. Be a deer. Pull up this thing for me. I'd like to take a gander."
Any other apps on those things? You can like watch Netflix in between shifts or something?
I don't think so.
That would be amazing. Oh, I'm not suggesting you do this. And I'm also not suggesting another coaching controversy or anything. But it would be amazing if on another team, if a player wasn't getting their proper ice time and they were like, hey, can I see the iPad? I want to see one of my previous shifts. Burner account, just start roasting the coach in the organization of like,
Twitter.
Why aren't they playing this? And then just be like, they hit the intermission, the owner's like, Twitter's ripping you guys, and it's all this one genius who isn't playing much hockey.
Guerrilla marketing on the bench.
Yeah, take them
yourself.
down from the inside. Could be fun.
One of my favorite moments from preseason was your quote about Patrik Laine and his cooking on the air fryer, and just how excited you were about that. Especially like you're Italian, you probably grew up around like amazing food.
Oh yeah.
How much of that was serious, and how much of it was just like fucking around?
Oh, obviously, like Patty's a very strong personality, but he likes to mess around. So we'll mess around with the media and stuff like that, and just like with the air fryer and stuff like that. Like I don't know if you saw the Instagram post that we both like dual posted like the air fryer boys caption. It was pretty funny.
That's amazing.
But like there was a night or 2 nights actually where we were like, yeah, let's make food at home. And he was like, yeah, we're gonna do like steaks tonight, like fillets. And I was like, all right, like sounds good. Like we're gonna fire the pan up, we're gonna get the barbecue going. Like what are we doing here? Like, no, I'm just gonna do it in the air fryer. I'm like what? And I was like taken back. And he was like, just watch. And like he like does the whole thing. And however he does it, he like chopped it up first, and then he like put like avocado oil on it or olive oil and like all the seasoning, whatever he wants. And he has like, I think it's like 385 for like 11 or 12 minutes. Throws it in, it comes out, and it was just like so good. Like I thought it was really, really good. Wow. And he's like, you got to be honest with me about my cooking and stuff. And I was like, dude, it's awesome. Like, it's really good.
Was that your first air fryer experience?
Yeah. And then I bought one.
Did you really?
That was my next question.
Yeah,
Have you
experimented? I actually have been. I've been doing like whole steaks in the air fryer. See how that goes. It's actually good.
Really?
I'm not hating it.
How's the cleanup situation?
Super easy.
Really?
Respect.
Pop it in the dishwasher. It takes care of
I
itself.
wash by hand. I don't like to put it in the, you probably can put it in the dishwasher, but I just give it a quick thing with a sponge.
This is amazing. Now, if you were to like tell your folks, like, hey, I'm on that. I don't know how like deep the Italian culture is with your family, but like, would there be disappointment in like our son has become an air fryer boy?
No, it's more like how much time I have. I'd say, well, because I'll FaceTime him and I'll make pasta from scratch over here, and I'll have that going on the pot with everything and like veggies. So I don't really feel like having everything going with the steak on the pan, having the pasta going, because I like having everything ready at the same time. So I'll put the steak in for 12 minutes, start the pasta, the water's boiling. Obviously, you get everything going, get the sauce ready, and then you kind of plate it all at the same time, and everything's hot at the same time. So I think just having one thing in the air fryer going, I think
That makes
helps.
sense.
This is wild. I wasn't interested in anything when I was your age, or good at anything when I was your age. But like, is it like, do you find yourself, even though professional hockey player, it's grueling schedule, like, do you find yourself encountering these new ways of learning and doing different things here and there?
You definitely get thrown into adult life pretty quickly. I was living in a college dorm 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. But yeah, now it's you have your own place. You're responsible for keeping the whole thing clean, cooking, all that type of stuff. And it's it's definitely an adjustment, but it's a lot of fun, to be honest with you. It's a good time.
What do you suck at when it comes to adult life?
I don't make my bed every morning.
That's
not
totally
like
normal.
Yeah.
big thing.
That's all a myth, by the way. Like making your bed and flossing, there's no benefits to doing either of those things.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
As long as your comforter and your sheets stay on your bed and you have more than one pillow, I think you're doing all right.
I
also
think
don't have to
with
wash
all
your
that
sheets.
stuff-
I'm just kidding.
That's disgusting.
No, sheets go every week.
Good man.
Sometimes twice a week.
Damn.
Take the garbage. Like the thing is, like in my condo, like the garbage thing's right there. It's like super easy to take the garbage out. I don't need to do a ton of laundry because I'm not home a lot. When I do laundry, it's not hard. I don't know. We spend a lot of time at the rink, so.
Do you have to, like, I'm 35. I still ask my dad stupid questions every now and then where I'll just be like, fuck, like this thing happened to my car. What do I, like, who is the guy? Do you find yourself asking these questions of like, am I supposed to know this? Whatever. I need to ask somebody. Who's the guy on the team that you have to ask about that sort of stuff?
On the team.
Or do you go outside of the team? Or is there a Bruin that you might want to reach out to? And David Pasternak has been very helpful. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, on the team, I'll FaceTime Patty randomly, or I'll FaceTime Silly or KJ and just like see what's up. But for anything like how long this should be in the microwave, and like I'm like just happen to be doing it, I'll just like be on the phone with my mom and I'm like, hey, like how long should I do this for? And like she'll tell me. But like if I'm not previously on the phone with her, I'll just trial by error until I figure it out for next time.
You're gonna, trial by error. There's people mock that, but that's how you learn. You remember how you did it, and that gets baked in.
It's a growing pains.
Yeah,
learn mistakes.
That's the way it goes.
Does your family do the 7 fishes for Christmas or no? Is that just a Italian American thing? You guys do it?
Yeah, I know on like certain dates we don't do red meat, and we do like trays of different things.
Okay,
I don't know if it's 7. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of fish around Christmas.
Okay, that's interesting. Do you have a specific like favorite?
Could you give your 7 fish rankings, please?
Yes.
Let's do power rankings.
Let's power rank fish.
You know what? I haven't been home for Christmas in like 3 years, so like
that does make sense.
I can't really recall too well. It would have been when I was around like 15, 16.
Okay.
Wow. What's the best Christmas gift you ever got? Now that we're talking about Christmas,
maybe a snowboard. My parents. That was pretty sweet.
Are you gonna give your whole family air fryers? That would be amazing. I would love if you were the air fryer guy at Christmas. It's like,
everybody gets an air fryer.
And you just put it's why look it looks stupid. You're like, what is this? Just a crock pot? No, it's so much more, guys.
Yeah, I'm giving lessons too.
That's amazing. You're obsessive about hockey. You kind of like outed yourself with that in terms of like working on stuff that you feel like is a weakness. Is there anything else in your life that you're obsessive about outside of hockey? Because I feel like we're just like making your entire personality hockey and being Italian.
And being Italian, and air fryers.
I'm like pretty, I don't know. I'm laid back, but I also have OCD at the same time, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Where like I like to hang out, but if I get home from a road trip at 1 a.m. and like things aren't, like dishes are in weird spots or like pillows are all over the place, I like clean it up before I go to bed. But I'm not really obsessive about anything else, to be honest with you. Like I never have to have like anything crazy.
I'll be honest, you're coming off as like an adult. You're like, I don't suck at anything about being an adult, and I clean up when I come back from road trips.
And you have a personality, which is annoying because typically it's one or the other. Someone's like either clean and they're so fucking boring, or they're outgoing and there's like chaos in their life.
Yeah, like
this is a disappointing mix.
Yeah,
but you're both in good ways.
If you were a Tony P disciple, you would know to clean your place before going on the road trip. So
do you know Tony P?
I don't.
He's an Instagram influencer who just his whole brand is that he is sincerely just like a nice guy, and he'll do reels that are like, I'm going on vacation, come pack with me, and he'll just like put clothes in a suitcase, clean his apartment, and then be like, all right, that's the end of this video.
There's nothing. He's like 25 years old and he acts like he's
not
like 50.
using dicey language. Nothing's inappropriate. And then like all the comments are like, fuck yeah, king. You packed the hell out of that bag.
I'd love to do that, but like, I don't know. I'm not a big pack the night before guy. And I usually got to be at the rink at like 9 a.m. on like the day that we travel. So I'll like wake up, eat, do whatever.
You pack the morning of?
Yeah.
So that's when you were talking about like if you get home and things are a little out of sorts, you make sure you I got home at like 2, 3 the other night, and we were leaving for this trip the next day. And I, at 3 in the morning, was like, I'm going to pack now. And I'll tell you what, I did the shittiest job packing. Forgot everything. Don't have medicine with me right now. Like I might die soon.
So you just throw shit in a bag?
No, here's the one thing I don't do. I don't take my stuff out of my toiletries bag ever. Okay. My toiletries are like in the bag all the time.
So you have like a dedicated toiletries bag? That's a smart move.
And so I'll just like zip it, hit the road. And I know like I need like 2 t-shirts, a sweater. I know I need like 2 cat, whatever. Throw it all in and I'm wearing my suit, so I don't really forget anything that way.
How much has the travel like affected you or been like a pain in the ass in your first year?
It's not that bad. I mean, we have a really young, fun group of guys, and it's a lot of fun on the plane and stuff, and going to dinners. So it's more just been a lot of fun to be around the guys because I'm living by myself. Like a lot of guys have like wives and kids and stuff, but I'm on my own here. So whenever we're on the road, I get to spend more time with the guys that aren't usually out with that have their kids and stuff like that. So I just find it a lot more fun.
How does the team plane compare to a normal like coach plane experience?
It's a lot better.
It's better?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. Sometimes when I travel with people I know, I'm like, I wish I were just kind of by myself and with strangers.
More my favorite part is like I show up for a 2:00 flight at 1:45 and you just show your license and you jump right on. It happens quick. Everything's fast and you don't have to wait too long. So, and the food on the plane's great. So, yeah, it's pretty much the best part.
Hell yeah.
TV, movies.
You do your own thing. Like there's not like TVs on the plane.
No, yeah, but like you like load your iPad or whatever. Yeah,
for sure. I just finished Game of Thrones for the second time. It was awesome.
You finished Game of Thrones and went back for seconds after.
It's better the second time.
They should call you a Dorko instead of Dama. No, I'm not a Game of
Dorko.
Thrones guy. Yeah, I took a chance.
I don't think that landed.
Sorry. No, it doesn't do it for me.
That's the best. What did you think about the last season?
I think it's rushed.
Yeah, okay. All right,
It's rushed a little bit.
They left such a bad taste in my mouth that I don't know if I'd be able to go back. But like that was one of the best shows of all time leading up to it. So
what other shows do you do?
Like I said, I'm in the middle of Sopranos right now. Watch Peaky Blinders, Suits.
Dude, you got sucked into the
Entourage.
Suits algogram.
Yeah,
That is like an algorithm thing.
yeah. I loved it.
Is it good though? Yeah,
I loved Suits.
Okay.
It was
That
really good.
rocks.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about Columbus? We've never been here before, and we just got here today.
You know what? The people are great. Like just whenever you go out to dinners or like going to town hall or whatever, just to hang out with your friends. Like people are awesome. Like everybody's really, really nice. The restaurants are all really, really good. There's different places for different things, and I've enjoyed all the restaurants that I've been to. Like my place is like kind of like right on the waterfront, so like the whole river's right there. You can like go for walks and stuff. It's a clean city. I don't know. I've had a blast.
If you had to give us like one dinner recommendation, because we're doing dinner tonight, where would you tell us to go?
Air fryer.
What do you want?
Air fryer, Patty's house.
Yeah, go to Patty's house.
I don't know. We're not picky. I don't think
We're chilled. Dude, we eat chicken fingers and stuff. Where
that's tomorrow night.
So not like a
game.
steak dinner.
I would do a steak dinner. Yeah.
Go to Jeff Ruby's.
Jeff Ruby's.
Yeah.
Okay, it's good to know.
Is that the guy that killed?
That's Jack Ruby.
That's Jack Ruby.
Nice.
I was
That's
going
how
to
you're
say that'd be
going
a
with that.
wild person to give a steakhouse to.
Right next to Lee Harvey Oswald's.
Yeah, right. It's Oswald's and Ruby's, and Oswald's is obviously very notable. Ruby's has a lot of flash and is trying to get all the attention for itself. That's your American history lesson. I'm not going to be able to sleep at night because I feel so bad about calling you a dork like 3 seconds ago. But you have been a wonderful, wonderful guy to sit down with us. We love your career so far, and we wish you continued success, man.
Could even say this was chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
That's the best answer we've gotten so far. Just a silent... Hopefully, Sean, the video was good on that.
Yes, nice.